That'll do.
This is Sean Crow. You're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the Wrestle Gamer, Double Beam Billy Bujo, and this is the Monday Night Raw review for the week of October 21st, 2013, and let me introduce the panel for the review this week. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively over on Spreaker.com/HWR Media and YouTube.com/HWR Show. He is the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star. Rick, how you shining?
Did they really put a wig on the Cobra?
Well, you guys are going to find out just a little bit what Rick is talking about. Let's welcome our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
Santino, Hornswoggle, and Khali can kiss my Memphis ass.
He wants to get the number 49 tattooed on his little member. He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, what's up?
I was looking up at the sky today. Elvis is pretty pissed off because Santino couldn't even fit that fucking suit.
And from the Huda Temple on is to give James from the Big Easy is here. James, how you doing?
What was Paul Heyman smoking before he made that promo? And also, thank you very much.
Oh, God. Well, let's look at the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. We have Triple H and Stephanie in there basically just putting over the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, you know, talking about a couple of the matches. And, of course, you know, when they mention the name John Cena, you know, they have always got to have the classic mixed reaction from the crowd. So I'm like, okay. I mean, he was gone for several months, and you know, and you're still gonna boo the guy? Give me a fucking break. But anyway, then they get interrupted by the Big Show, who goes on a tirade, you know, saying that, you know, you want to talk about respect, you don't know the meaning of the word respect, and then next, you know, he gets cut off by Stephanie McMahon. Then it leads up into the opening match. But I gotta say, interesting way to start off Monday Night Raw, but man, 3.5 out of 5, by the way. But man, oh man, I gotta say, opening match, Monday Night Raw, Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan. Whoo, Rick, what a way to kick off the Go Home show to Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, that was a great opening. Yeah, I have to agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it was indeed a phenomenal. You know, this can be an opening or a main event any day of the week for me. It could be on any show. It could be on Raw, main event, Superstar, SmackDown, whatever. This is main event caliber right here. The finish of this match was Daniel Bryan countering a roll-up pin by Dean Ambrose into the yes lock, forcing Dean Ambrose to tap out. So therefore, Daniel Bryan is your winner by submission. Rick, your thoughts on the match and your score?
Yeah, the match itself all the way was great. Like I said, these guys had great chemistry in the ring from top to bottom. And you know, I have to give it, like I said, you know, it was 4.5 all the way.
Up next, CM Punk comes out on stage and cuts a promo for his match at Hell in the Cell, basically saying that his plan for Paul Heyman was to not just lock in a submission hold and force him to tap out or pin his shoulders to the mat for the 1, the 2, and the 3. He plans on taking Paul Heyman's face and ramming it against every inch of the metal cage in the Hell in the Cell. And I gotta say, whenever it comes to CM Punk cutting a promo, Lance, it's always golden.
Very true.
Your reactions to CM Punk's promo?
Well, it wasn't one of his famous pipe bombs, but for a go home promo, very good. I gotta give it 3 out of 5.
A lot of fans were wondering, just what exactly would happen when Shawn Michaels would finally reunite with Triple H in the WWE. What were they going to have him do? Well, they had him at first meet backstage as Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were going into their office. And then for some reason, we get the notion that now that Shawn Michaels wants to try on power underwear. Will, your thoughts about that?
The question is, what is there really to say?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's go on to our incomparable Lance Moss's favorite match of the entire evening. It featured Santino Elvis Morella taking on Heath Slater of 3MB.
He ain't no friend of mine.
And to make the point what Rick was talking about, it was highly entertaining. Of course, you had Santino out there. They're in Memphis, Tennessee, and they had a Santino out there in an Elvis outfit. I think either to pay tribute to either Elvis Presley or the Honky Tonk Man, and of course, you had the great Khali and Hornball going. I said this on the WGS-TV Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, they're the new kings of wrestling. And if you don't know who the kings of wrestling are, then you really need to be looking up and studying your history of TNA. But anyway, to make note of what Rick said, to finish with the match, of course, it was the Cobra, but the Cobra also had a little bit of an Elvis wig on it as it struck Heath Slater. Therefore, you enter Santino Elvis Morella. But I got to love the fact, James, that after the match was over, Santino got on the microphone and announced to the crowd and played up to the crowd that there's only one true king of Memphis, and that's Jerry the King Lawler. I got to say, you're in Memphis, Tennessee. You got to do something for Jerry the King Lawler, and I like what they did.
Yeah, it really showed respect to the king, just the fact that they're in Memphis, and how they just play up to the crowd.
Your score on the match?
A 2 out of 5, more comedy and whatnot.
Anyway, as if on one Monday Night Raw having one blockbuster match wasn't enough, we had Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose. Now we have Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. Man, this was indeed one of these Monday Night Raw, that they were actually doing something right. They had put in a good entertainment value match heavy Monday Night Raws, and I really, really like the fact that they put together Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. They've worked together wonderfully before. This match, Rick, was nothing short of one of the best I've seen from Orton and Ziggler.
I have to agree with you 100%. I loved it. When they started off, right off swinging, or it was a fight. It seemed. Orton was just tossing Ziggler around, but he was just coming right back and just punching right back. They were going back and forth. Ziggler kept on going after him. Orton goes for an early RKO. He reverses it with a drop kick. Goes for a zigzag. Orton's like, nope, fuck you. Pushes him back, and then hits him with his RKO, gets the win, but it was still a great match. I had to give this another 4.5. It was right there. I was hoping to see Ziggler get the win, but unfortunately, with Hell in a Cell being right around the corner, we knew who was going to get the win.
Yeah, but despite that, whenever we know ahead of time, the predictability factor is still there, but if they execute it right and execute it perfectly, it really does make up the difference, and they really did do that with Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler. Up next, we're going to go to AJ Lee and Tamina, the Gail Kim and Lady Tapa of WWE, taking on the Bella Twins. Apparently, Nikki Bella finally cleared to come back into active in-ring competing, and I said on last week's Monday Night Raw review, James, that I was very impressed with the step up in intensity and the new passion of getting out of Brie Bella, and she really carried it in this match. Nikki Bella, not so much, but probably because she was been out for so long. It's probably gonna take her a little while trying to get back into the swing of things inside the square circle. But they really put a lot of focus on Brie Bella and AJ Lee.
Really, yes, because remember earlier today it was announced that Brie Bella was going to go for the Divas title again against AJ Lee, and this was the main focus, is that AJ Lee and Brie Bella. It was a good back and forth match, and I agree. Brie Bella has been doing well. She is improving in the ring week in week out. And really, I thought Bella's didn't do as well, but Brie is stepping up, and I have to agree. Nikki is not doing well, but she's just coming back off an injury. And so Brie Bella gets the win over AJ. And is that going to be what we go see in Hell in a Cell? Never know. But there's something I want to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
There's something I want to bring up. I think there was apparently at a time during the match, the crowd was chanting a little thing to AJ Lee, which made AJ Lee very upset. And the thing is that the chant was AJ's pregnant. Now, I feel like that's crossing.
Can I interrupt you and throw this at you? To the fans, and I put that in quotation marks, and I'm being very, very, very kind right now, considering certain circumstances that happened to me personally. I think I've ever to go off on all of you dumb motherfuckers, but I'm gonna be kind and I'm gonna hold back. AJ Lee's personal life has got nothing to do with her impact in the WWE. She's not dating CM Punk as part of a storyline, an angle, nothing like that. So where do you fans get off by chanting the phrase "AJ's pregnant"? To me, that is very, very disrespectful.
And I agree, Billy. That is disrespectful. Remember, the fact is that also now the rumors was that Lita's pregnant. So I mean, that's just crossing the line.
By CM Punk.
Uh-huh.
The rumors is by CM Punk. So now they're gonna say that CM Punk. What is CM Punk spreading his seed to all the divas in the WWE? Now, give me a break.
But also, here's the thing, though. The person who announced that AJ and Punk was together was Conan, but he's known to make a lot of rumors, so you don't know if it's true.
Actually, if I may chime in,
Yeah.
he did announce that, but however, there were actual several pics of them actually together at several different events, very, very, very close.
Exactly.
So
I've seen those pictures. You have Punk and AJ at a baseball game, like bowling events, and also do you see that when AJ did a Comic-Con event, she wore a CM Punk shirt, and the promo for the
the AJ thing at Comic-Con wearing a CM Punk shirt, that's got really no relevancy whatsoever because of the fact that she's had an angle in the past where she was trying to marry CM Punk as part of a storyline, and they had her coming out there in CM Punk merch for the longest time. So to me, that has no relevancy whatsoever when it comes to this story.
Yeah, that's true. But, you don't know anything really.
Well, anyway, back to the review. The finish of the match was Brie Bella hitting the Bella Buster on AJ Lee for the win. So the Bella twins get the victory, and once again, Brie Bella goes over on AJ Lee in a non-title capacity. So you score for the match, James?
2.5 out of 5. It's better than Elvis. I'll say that.
Well, up next, the Wyatt family was in action, and we had Roman and Harper of the Wyatt family taking on The Miz and Kofi Kingston in tag team matches. A lot of tag team matches this week on Monday Night Raw. It was indeed a kind of a squash type of match with the Wyatt family, kind of dominating 80% of this match. And of course, the finish of the match came with Harper hitting discus clothesline on Kofi Kingston, and a lot of people were saying at that point, Lance, that either the clothesline was really impactful or Kofi really oversold it. I don't know what's your take on it.
To me, it just looked a little bit of both. I just like, damn, that's one clothesline from hell to steal JBL's line, but yeah.
But he's got the discus variation of it to try to make it more impactful. And what about this promo that Bray Wyatt cut after the match was over on The Miz? You know, the Wyatt family was holding The Miz down, and it said he's not here to, warn him about hell. He's just there to lead him to the gates. Is there any kind of translation for that?
I think the idea is because they won't actually be going to Hell in a Cell because of obviously Bray Wyatt's injury. The idea is that they're not going to Hell in a Cell, so he's going to bring him to Hell. So, if you can catch the meaning.
Yeah.
Or it's one of those things that makes you go, huh?
Well, that's what you say with all the shoots.
Hold on.
Scratching my head.
Hold on, there's reports now. I want to clear up some. There's now a report that Bray Wyatt is cleared to compete.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Wow. Okay. Lance, how will you score the tag match with Wyatt family defeating The Miz and Kofi Kingston?
2.5.
Now, backstage, Renee Young was interviewing Paul Heyman about Hell in a Cell, what's going on with Ryback, and of course, it also showed the incident where Big E Langston turned face, going after Curtis Axel and helping out CM Punk, because apparently Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel have insulted Big E Langston, calling him, quote, a marginal talent, a rookie. And of course, Big E Langston, during the promo, confronted both Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman and said, you know what, you want a match, you got it. Now, it was originally scheduled to be a one-on-one encounter. Then, of course, Big E Langston, not wanting to wait for the bell to ring, goes after Curtis Axel, and next thing you know, Ryback is already there, and then they were kind of beating up on Langston 2-1, not dominating Langston because Langston was fighting back, but there was kind of overwhelming him at a swords. And then next thing you know, Paul Heyman pulls out a kendo stick and tries to attack Biggie Langston. That really didn't work until the meat hook clothesline kind of took out Biggie Langston at the moment. And then out comes CM Punk. CM Punk with the kendo stick was trying to even up the odds, and then Vicky Guerrero, channeling her best Teddy Long, makes a tag match with CM Punk and Biggie Langston to take on Curtis Axel and Ryback. Will, I gotta ask you, what's your reaction to the face turn of Biggie Langston?
I'll make this short and sweet. About damn time. After he left Dolph, he wasn't really going anywhere. But shocked, and they announced that they're gonna have the kickoff match with him and Axel for the belt. Which is interesting. It'll be a good match. But he coming in and scaring Heyman, that was funny. I'll give that one a 3. At least he didn't bring the burgers.
For some reason, whenever I see Paul Heyman waddle off away from CM Punk, it just makes me laugh. I don't know why, but speaking of something that'll make you laugh, Tons of Funk and the Real Americans, and probably the only time you'll ever hear Michael Cole say the words butt gore in the exact same sentence on TV, and nobody would be offended by it in relation to the incident between Zeb Coulter and El Torito on Friday Night SmackDown, which I'm pretty sure Lance, after seeing that, will probably want to start watching Friday Night SmackDown because of that. But they had Zeb Coulter on commentary. To me, fans want to complain about John Cena's gimmick being stale, being repetitive. Rick, to me, Zeb Coulter's gimmick is guilty of the exact same thing.
I agree. Yeah, he's getting very, very boring, very dull. The only reason why I think he's there is just to be a mouthpiece, mostly for Swagger. I think Cesaro believe it or not, I think he's more muting Cesaro than being a mouthpiece for Cesaro, because I think Cesaro can hold his own in the ring, and even on the mic for that matter.
By the way, for those of you who are wondering who Jack Swagger is, that's who the Studley Man actually affectionately calls Weed McMuffin.
Well, he's also my provider, so shh. But that's beside the point.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, but it's getting dull, and I think it's pretty pathetic that they have to have this guy feud with a midget bull. Just call me crazy.
The bullwhip kind of made no sense either to bring that in, but they got to do something with it, But finish of the match came with Weed McMuffin locking in the Patriot lock on Brodus Clay, forcing him to tap out. Your winners, the Real Americans. And one thing that the Studley Man actually has really conveyed in me, Rick, is the fact that he truly hates Jack Swagger and feels that the only true wrestler in the group is Antonio Cesaro.
I have to agree to a point. Cesaro is definitely the superior wrestler. Swagger has potential. I just don't think he's a good on the mic. I think if you got a better mouthpiece, I think he could be better. I mean, I think he's great in the ring. He's just, the gimmick is not working for him. Just something about he's off somewhere. So he needs to up his game somewhere.
Your score?
Overall, I'll have to give it a 3, maybe 3.5 at the most. That's really giving it.
Now, with this next match, we got to remember, you have to think WWE logic, not actual logic that we use in everyday life. Because if you try to think with actual logic, it will make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now, first off, we had the new tag team champions, Goldust and Cody Rhodes, come out to a remix of a new theme, and I gotta say, I thought it was good. I actually thought they did a good remix, kind of blending in both the Goldust and Cody Rhodes themes into one to make a one generic theme for them to come out to together as the tag team champions. And they were on commentary because we have a #1 contenders match for the tag team titles. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns taking on the Usos. Now, can anybody out there tell me the freaking reason why this match even took place, considering the fact that whenever a champion in wrestling loses their belts, i.e. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, they are automatically entitled to a rematch for said title. So what was the real freaking purpose of this match, James? Can you tell me?
The reason is that, remember, Goldust and Cody Rhodes wasn't supposed to get a title shot. The Usos are the technical #1 contenders. But the fact is that because Cody Rhodes and Goldust won the titles, even though Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns lost the titles, the Usos never got that fair shot they supposed to get from winning I forgot what they won a few weeks back.
Wasn't it like a fatal 4-way or something like that?
Yeah, fatal 4-way, yeah.
But to me, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, of course you have Usos. They already have you're supposed to have a guaranteed title shot. But again, in the years and years, and I've watched wrestling for a lot of years, guys, over 20, 25 close to, and I'm only 33, so do the math. Every time a champion lost their title, they were entitled to a rematch for said title. So to me, WWE Creative, you're really dropping the ball when it comes to the tag team division. I gotta say, I was, the fact that they really just let this thing blow up, and now we're gonna have, and I even I even said it to the Studley Man Ashley as I saw what was happening. You know what? They're gonna do triple threat, and that's exactly what they're doing. So it's going to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus the Usos versus Goldust and Cody Rhodes for the tag team titles. And I really got to call bullshit and shenanigans on WWE Creative, because this was, to me, without a doubt, Rick, a total fuck up.
You know what? I disagree with you. I think that was their plan all along. I think they knew what they had to do, because let's face it, the Usos was in line for a title shot. Would you agree?
Yes. They
Okay.
won it. They won it. They won the right to be the new number 1 contenders.
Okay. So, and then they had, of course, then they had the Shield, which was also, in line for their title shot. They knew that this was going to break down somewhere along the line. It wasn't obviously going to have a legit. So they're like, how about a triple threat? I don't think it was bullshit. I think it was them just saying, let's make it interesting. Let's settle it at the pay-per-view. That's just how, WWE does it. And,
well, maybe the viewers and subscribers can, voice their opinions on this too. Like Ecstasy 69, Meta Ruler 45. You guys out there,
Ecstasy 69 always put a post negative shit. He's just a troll. I'm sorry.
I know, but like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Everybody is entitled to their opinions, and maybe
Ass is their opinion. Ass is entitled to farts, but
Anyway, James, your score?
I'll give this actually a 3 out of 5. I feel like this was a good match. The ending kind of had its purpose.
I kind of enjoyed Goldust and Cody Rhodes going back and forth with JBL on commentary, and they were doing some hilarious stuff on commentary. I gotta say, bravo to them. And the finale of Monday Night Raw, the go home show to Hell in a Cell, it was the WWE Championship contract signing between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon out there, as well as Shawn Michaels. And a lot of fans were wondering, when were they going to kind of pick it up a little bit with, Shawn taking a little bit of offense to what Triple H was doing to Daniel Bryan, and he kind of did that. Triple H was kind of downplaying Daniel Bryan, calling him a B-plus player. Daniel Bryan said, why don't you put on you're trading your suit for a pair of wrestling tights, and you find out what kind of B-plus player I really am. And Triple H said, you know what, I only wrestle stars.
I didn't know.
You were a mistake. Go ahead.
I didn't know Curtis Axel was a star.
You know what? That does bring up an interesting point. But anyway, Triple H also made a dig at Shawn Michaels, saying it was a mistake for trading him. Shawn says, whoa. Hold up. He's not a mistake. He's good. He's really, really good. And he starts to go after Triple H a little bit, saying, what happened to that guy who rode in on the tank? What happened to that guy who was with me in D-Generation X? And Randy Orton said, I knew it. I knew the guy is, he's going to screw me at Hell in a Cell. And Triple H says, you know what? No, Randy, he's going to do the right thing. And then next thing you know, we see a big old semi coming towards the ring. And I thought the Stone Cold Steve Austin was the only one allowed to drive.
Same thing I thought. I'm like, oh my God, it's Stone Cold. Wait a minute. So he's retired.
Then next we see who's really driving it, and it's the Big Show. And the Big Show just distracting everybody in the ring, including Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Randy Orton. And Big Show is sitting to Randy Orton for him to turn around, and as soon as Orton turns around, he eats a big old knee from Daniel Bryan and leaves Randy Orton laying, and that's how Monday Night Raw pretty much ends for this week, with it being the go-home show to Hell in a Cell. I gotta say, strong opening, good content, strong finish. I gotta say, one of the better go-home shows for any pay-per-view I've seen out of the WWE. 4.5 out of 5 on that one. And now it's time to find out everyone's overall scores and their picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, the best match of the night is going to go to Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan for an opening match to start up that explosive, that good. And you got two great young talents in the WWE really carrying the excitement of the show in their match. I gotta say, it was very, very, very well done. Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler, a very, very, very close second. A very, very close second. But Daniel Bryan and Dean Ambrose takes it for me. As far as worst, I don't know. I got worst match. I gotta go worst match, and you know, and I'm going to stand up for my friend Lance. I'm going to stand up for my friend Lance and call worst match of the night Santino, Elvis Morella, and Heath Slater. Because, even though they were did pay a little bit of tribute to Jerry the King Lawler after the match was over. Did they really have to have Santino Marella out there in an Elvis suit? You know, despite the fact they were in Memphis, I don't know. Something don't seem right to me. So my overall score for a go-home show, and like I've said, this is one of the better go-home shows I've seen out of WWE for any pay-per-view. It's going to get a 4 out of 5. It was that good of a show. Like I said, strong opening, good content, good matches, great finish. That's a perfect formula for a good go-home show for any wrestling show. So now we're going to go to the Shining Star, Rick Starr, and find out his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
Well, you know, I have to agree with you, Billy, pretty much all the way as far as the overall score. First off, it's 4 out of 5. Opening and closing strong. The matches themselves, there were a lot of great strong matches. Few weak points in the match of the night, like you said, but not many. You know what? I'll go with you. I'll definitely have to go with the Ambrose and Bryan match, and the Orton and Ziggler was a very close second for me. I was going to go with the Orton and Ziggler match, but now that looking back, I definitely have to go with the opening match, which was definitely the superior of the two. The worst match, the worst segment. Yeah, that Elvis segment was really, really hard to watch. And the sad thing is I was really hoping they'd give Heath Slater the win, because for the first time, Heath Slater didn't really look terrible out of the two. It was just, he was actually looking pretty good in that match. If you go back and watch the actual match, if you look past it all, he didn't look too bad. But that's just me. But yeah, 4 out of 5.
And let's go to Memphis's own incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV and find out his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
I gotta give it 3.75. Best match, Ambrose and Bryan. And we all know what I'm going to say next. For worst, that damn Santino. I'm not even going to call him Elvis. I ain't going to do that. Versus Slater. My biggest problem wasn't, okay, Santino's little good ribbon, the little Elvisy bit. I thought it was overkill having Khali and Hornswoggle in the same getup. That was freaking overkill.
I'm sorry. They're the new kings of wrestling. That's what they are. They're the new Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall.
Billy, if they do that every week, I'm changing the channel.
As I try to escape. Well, I'm trying to escape from being killed as we go to you next, James, and find out your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw, along with your overall score.
Overall score, I give it a 3.75 also myself. I got to agree with everybody. Best match has to be the opening match between Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan. I have to also give it a tie to Paul Heyman going crazy. Alright. Yes. Just Paul Heyman with the boom and the llamas and all the random stuff he said. Oh, okay. My worst. Yeah, I told Lance and MVP this when me and Lance and MVP were on this call. No matter what else happened on Raw, my overall worst would have to be Santino and the Elvis Cobra.
All right, and finally, we go to the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
All right. Overall, 3.7 out of 5. Best match would have to go. Yeah, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose was the best one. Worst match. I hate what I'm about to say. I really thought the Biggie Langston match was a little bit, in my opinion. I mean, I mean, I have yet to see him really do something as a face. I mean, he looks strong, but I want to see more going into the kickoff show. Now, for the worst segments, Paul Heyman, what candy store did you rob to go fucking crazy? What the hell were you
As
doing?
Will has been transported back to the year 1989 via the music he's listening to. What we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts. I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for that. Your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week, the go-home show to Hell in the Cell. What is your overall score, and what are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw? Be sure to put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always find me on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/hardcore wrestling radio. And anytime you want to listen to any of our shows, head on over to our Spreaker page. That's spreaker.com/HWR media. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/HWR show.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
A little bit of wrestling reviews. Tonight there will be one for this week, so I can guarantee that. NASCAR reviews, album reviews, cooking videos, Q&As, and whatever else pops into my head.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one plans to cosplay as Elvis Barella. The other one will take pictures in his underwear. It's the James from the Big Easy and the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Guys, what you got coming up?
MVP, you want to start first?
I want what Paul Heyman was smoking, first of all.
Yeah, so do I, because I'm out.
What we got coming up is just more football, more pictures, and more news all around the world, and less of Paul Heyman.
No, less of the.
As Will is reporting to us from Funky Town.
No, it's less Elvises. That's all you need to know. But anyway, remember Hell in a Cell picks, and you will find me and MVP on the HWR Facebook page and the WGS-TV Facebook page too.
And that note, fans, also don't forget to like that Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the luminous one, the shining star, Rick Star, the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, the Bay Area MVP known as Will, and James from the Big Easy, I'm the WrestleGamer. WB Billy Bujo saying thank you very much for watching. Tonight's Monday Night Raw review has been sponsored by James and Big Easy brand new product, the Bray Wyatt Translator.
And tonight, if it's only 20% off, and so we use the promo code DUCK.
Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. I'm Haley. Ringrose. Stoke answers.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers.